Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer and I'm a project manager here at Redemptive Work. I'd like to take you on a quick tour of Freedcamp, which is a project management software that we will begin using to manage our narrative library project, and we might use it for some projects, other projects down the road as well. I just want to make sure everyone is familiar and comfortable with the way that it works so we can start using it as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so before you can join, you'll receive an email in your Redemptive Work email that just says you've been invited to the Narrative Library Project. So just go ahead and open up that email and you'll see a link here that says Accept Invitation. So just go ahead and click on that and then it'll open Freedcamp in another tab. Just give it a second to load here. And you'll notice that there's only one box here that says Narrative Library. This is an individual project. So one of the reasons I wanted to use this system is that over time we may have multiple projects going on at a certain time. So, those would all be listed out here. If you're helping with a specific, social media initiative or a newsletter or anything like that, we'll have separate projects. So for now, just go ahead and click on Narrative Library. Okay, so once you're in, this is Freedcamp. This is what the main tab looks like. If you look over to the left side, then you'll see a few options here in this panel. The first is tasks, and this is what we're going to do the majority of our work. There's also an option here for discussion, so you can use this with your partner if you'd like, just to, if you have any comments back and forth, you want to have a discussion with one another, just instead of email, but up to you if you want to use this or not. We're not going to worry about the time part, but this option is for files. So once you upload a file to your task, it's just going to show here as well. So it's just another area to go to look at the files. I'll show you in a second where we're going to upload the files and the tasks, but just know that this is here if you need it. And then lastly, this is a calendar, so you can use this if you like, if you need to help keep yourself organized. You can see I have little items that I'd like to complete every week listed on here. So this is definitely just up to you if you want to use it. If not, that's fine. Again, we're going to do the majority of our work in the tasks. So let me just show you what this looks like. Okay, so you'll see along the top we have our tasks that are categorized by no progress, in progress, and completed. So when you hear task, just think that each task represents a specific client or person that we're trying to help. So when you first start writing for us, you have either been assigned or you've chosen a group. So the last name, A through E, so on and so forth. So that'll be the tab that you work in. You don't really need to worry about any of the other tabs unless you're assigned to another last name group. But let's just say that you're working in A through E. So if you click on this arrow here to the left side, then it will uncollapse these groups and it'll show you all of the clients listed within that group. You can see these colors here over to the right side. There's blue, orange, and then red. There's a red down here. Blue means that it's low priority, that we probably need more information on that client to be able to do a narrative, so it's not as pressing right now. Orange is that we probably have enough for a story, but we could definitely get more. And then red means we're ready to go. There's a lot of information in the client files and there's enough to create a good narrative. So once you're ready for a new client, you can come in here and just choose a name. You can see here on the very top, Adams Karen, that there's a little picture right here next to the name. That means that someone has already assigned themselves to that client. They just haven't actually begun progress yet. So if you'd want to assign yourself to a client, just find one that does not have a picture next to the name. So for instance, Percy Anderson right here is high priority, but we don't see it's been assigned. You can go ahead and just click on the name, or if you just hover, this field will show up and you can click the edit button right here. But I'm just going to click on the name. Okay, so once it pops up, it's going to show you a lot of different information. So up here you can see when it was created, you can see if it's assigned, the priority, the due date, and then where it is in the process. You're able to assign a due date if you like. That we're not going to impose one on you. So that this is purely just for your own, your own goal. But once you want to assign yourself to a person, you can click right here where it says assign to me, and then it's done, easy as that. And then once you're ready to start working, you just click start progress. Now, if you're just assigning yourself and not quite ready to start working, then you can just leave that alone. But ultimately, once you're assigning yourself to a person, it means that you're ready to go. So you can go ahead and click start process or progress. And then that's it. If you come back to tasks, this button up here in the top left, then you can see that now, once my screen loads, that in the in progress field, you'll see Percy Anderson's been moved over. It has my picture next to the name. So, as the project manager, if I come in and look, I can see who is currently working on what. So this is a very helpful tool to be able to just provide visibility across the board. So definitely, use this to make sure that you're assigning yourself, you're showing where you are in the process so that we can all see. So let's say I've assigned myself to Percy. I've been working through the files, been reading up, I've started my narrative, all that fun stuff. I'm going to go ahead and click on the name. In here, you're able to, if you want to provide any notes, either to myself or to your partner or anyone else, you can come in here and just, type where you are, what you've been working on. Again, this part is up to you, if you want to just provide kind of status reports. But ultimately, you're going to get to the point where you have a rough draft and you want your partner to review it. So once you get to that point, then you're definitely going to use the comments section here. And again, I've just clicked on the name, and this is the overview of that client. I'll just write a quick note, rough draft attached. Please review. Thank you. Okay. Oh, gotta spell it right. And then from there, you can browse your files and upload a copy of your rough draft. Let's see where, oh, here we go. So I'm just gonna choose this file and then click add comment. So once you do that, now the comment's gonna be left. You have a little note to your partner, and then you have the document itself that you want them to review. Okay, so now that you have that uploaded, you'll want to assign this task to your partner, because otherwise they might not know that there's any work to be done. So the way to do that is you'll just click on the edit button up here on the right, and then I'm going to change the assign to field from myself to my partner. So let's just say I'm working with Kathy. I'm going to assign Kathy. If you want to say, hey, I'd like to have this rough draft back by a certain time, then you can add a date in here. Again, not necessary. That's just if, you can work with your partner to see what works best for the both of you. Leave it in progress and then just hit save. So once I do that, this task is now assigned to Kathy. So when she comes in and looks, let me just go back to tasks. When she looks in the in progress, she'll see this picture now is a picture of Kathy. Now, before I go on, I want to show you something else that's going to be really helpful for yourselves as you're working through these clients. So you'll see up here on the top where there's this option for a few different filters. So what I'm going to want to do is filter, once I've actually assigned myself to the clients that I want to be working, I can filter out so that I can only see what is assigned to myself. So if you just click on filter, and then the user that's assigned to it, and then I'm going to click on me. Perfect. So now I can see what clients I'm actively working on, and if my partner has assigned anyone new to me, I'll be able to see it in here instead of seeing all of the different clients. I'm working on a way, I'm trying to figure out how we can maybe get an email notification or some type of pop-up if a task has been assigned to us that we didn't assign to ourselves, but I'm still working on that. For now, we'll be familiar with who we're working on, and if you see a name on here that you're not familiar with. And that's also where this discussions field can come in if you're working with your partner. Just let them know that you've assigned them a rough draft, or you can use email like you've all been doing. I'll leave that up to you and your partner to work the way that works best for you. Okay, so now let's say I'm just going to remove this filter so I can see everyone again. Now let's say I'm Kathy and I've been working, or I see that I have Percy Anderson assigned. Here's the rough draft. I've looked over it. I've made my changes. Everything looks good. I'm going to say, here are my edits. Thank you. And then again, I'm just going to upload the new file that I've put together, that I've edited. Hit add comment. And now you can see here was the original, and then here are the edits. And then as a partner, as Kathy, I've done my part, I've added my edits, so now I'm going to assign it back to the original writer. And you'll be able to see who the original writer was from this first comment. So just in case you're working with multiple partners, you're not exactly sure who this task originally belonged to, you can see it right here. So I'm going to hit edit, assign back to Jennifer, and then save. And that's it. As a partner, you're done with that. You've done your edits, you've sent it back, you have assigned it back to the person. Okay? So now once you receive your partner's edits back, I'm just going to go back into Percy. Once you've received your edits back and you're happy with the edits, you've made any changes, maybe you've made some more yourself and you want to send it to the project manager or me, you're going to do the same thing. You can either just re-upload what your partner sent or upload the version that has all of your changes. Upload it back and say, here is the final version. Whoops. I cannot type today. Please confirm. And all these are just kind of quick notes that I'm writing. You can write whatever you want in here. There is no perfect, formula or sentence. Write whatever you like. But just let me know that it's been completed and you'd like for it to be approved. So you can upload it again, hit add comment, and then go in and assign this task now to me as the project manager, to Jennifer. If at some point there's different project managers, you're working with multiple people, you'll just need to know who your specific project manager is. But once you assign it to the project manager, then you're done with that client for right now. Now notice I had you update the owner of the task, but not the progress. The progress is going to be moved to completed once the project manager accepts that narrative. Now we want to do that just to make sure that we're keeping tabs on, whether that narrative is truly done. Sometimes the project manager will come back and just add maybe a few more edits or an idea maybe to throw in, anything like that. So if that's the case, then the project manager will just add a note, assign this back to you so you can look over, see what they said, and then from there work the process until the project manager has changed this task to completed. So we'll just, click on this button here that it was completed. It'll have the date, and then from there the project manager will take it and, we'll work our magic. We'll put it in social media, we'll do everything that we can to bring visibility to this client, and then that's it. So hopefully this will really increase the visibility that we have with our partners, with our, the project manager, with each other. We can very quickly see who's working on what stage of the process they're in. But as you can see too, there's still a lot of room for your own personal touch, different ways that you want to work through these tasks. So definitely feel free to, if there's a certain way you want to do the comments or anything like that, work with your partner, figure that out for yourselves. But ultimately, when this task reaches the project manager, we do want to see in the comments here that it has been edited by your partner. So you can see that it's very easy for us to see that. And it's a very important step just to make sure that we have multiple eyes on this before being submitted. So That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'm always available. I'll put up my contact information again. And also, if you have any ideas, anything that you think would be helpful in this, anything that maybe we can try to add, or anything that wasn't clear that we should clear up, we're always open to suggestions, and this is ultimately for you. So we want to make sure that you're comfortable and happy with the system that we're using. So here is my contact information. My name is Jennifer Smith. I'm the project manager for this narrative project. I put Melanson up there just so everyone knows that my last name will be legally changed. I'm going through the process. It's a pretty long process, but just so it's not, confusing or a shock when that happens, my last name will be changing. My email is jennifer@redemptivework.org, and here is my cell phone number, so feel free to reach out either way. And here's just a few things to remember. So we will continue to use Google Drive for the client files. You'll go in the same way that you're going now to pull information on each client, but Freedcamp is what we will be using for our project management, for our communication with one another. So it's very important to keep the tasks updated within Freedcamp, because that's really the purpose of this, is to be able to provide visibility and to communicate with one another and not get lost just in email. We have a nice little forum that shows us visibly where we are and what we're doing. So please just remember to keep it updated so that we can, get good use out of it. And lastly, just remember, we can't do any of this without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do to help this project and to help the people that we're serving. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll be talking soon. Thank you.